Already heard from the winner, right? Yeah. Take it down. Get ready to start with Chase Elliott. Heck of a run, buddy. Therefore, what was the previous? What position? Okay, we're going to roll right into our post race for today's 47th annual AAA 400 Drive for Autism NASCAR Sprint Cup Series race here at Dover International Speedway. Our third place finisher is Chase Elliott, and Chase drives the number 24 Napa Auto Parts Chevrolet for Hendrick Motorsports. He's also our top finishing Sunoco Rookie of the Year candidate, and this is his best. His third place finish is his best finish in the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series, bettering his fourth place showing last month at Bristol. Chase, certainly a grueling race out there today, and you were battling for the lead, battling for a position there, particularly towards the end. Just take us through those last few laps here at Dover, if you would, please.
Yeah, for sure, definitely. I thought it was hopefully a good day for the fans. I don't know that it gets a whole lot better than that as far as a race to the finish. At one of these places, definitely proud to be a part of it. Unfortunately, we couldn't be on the good end of it, but proud of our effort today. We really started not a good ways out of where we needed to be, and I thought we made a lot of really solid gains throughout the day to get our car better and better. Had a lot of fun racing with those guys there at the end. Like I say, hate to not get the job done and be so close, but we'll keep digging at it and try to get a little better.
Questions now for Chase Elliott. If you have one, raise your hand. Let's bring the wireless mic up here, Susan, to the gentleman in the front row, and then we'll go back to the back. If you would, state your name and affiliation. Thank you.
Hi, Chase Sean Green from WDEL. When you made the pass of Kyle, did you sense that you had something for Kenseth there in the end?
I felt like we might. It was just a matter of getting some clean laps, and not having to fend off the 42, I think, was a big thing. And when somebody's on your bumper like that, it's hard to put a real good lap together. When you're racing around people, it just slows everybody down. That was when the 42 got to the 20. I was able to catch them and get a run on Kyle. Obviously, looking back, wish I had done some different things to try to open up some clear lanes and run different lines. But, regardless, I don't think we were quite as good as what the 42 was there, and he did a good job getting back by us and giving Matt a shot.
Let's go back in the back, if you would, please. State your name, affiliation.
Mike Hembry, USA Today. Chase, nice run. Where were you when the 18-car wreck happened?
Good question. I don't know. Somewhere in the top lane, about 5 or 6 rows back. So I don't know. Somewhere in the middle of it. I guess somehow luckily got through it. It wasn't anything special I did. It just happened to work out.
Let's go to Bob Pockris. Raise your hand, Bob. We'll get you the mic.
Bob Pockris, ESPN. When you're battling those guys late, was it a matter of needing them to make a mistake? Were you looking at lines that you felt like maybe would make your car better? Can you kind of take us through maybe kind of the ability and strategy when trying to pass?
Yeah, for sure. Just trying to position yourself, and the more those guys were side by side, the better it was for me, obviously, because when you're side by side like that, it just slows you down so much. So, for me, I was just trying to get myself in a position where if they were racing to try to get a big run, and just try to choose a lane that nobody was in, which is difficult to do when those guys are side by side racing for the lead. But I had a chance and didn't get it done. So that's about as simple as it gets.
Go ahead. We'll take 2. I got you, gentleman, right there, and we'll come up to Pat.
Dustin Holt, Times Record. Congratulations, Chase, on your finish today. Did the track rubber up much today? And did the track conditions change as the sun came out?
Yes, I think the racetrack rubbered up. I've never run a cup race here before, but it seemed like it was kind of sensitive to sunlight and rubber and what happened there as far as where you could run and the ability you had to move around. So, yes, the racetrack rubbered up. Is what I would assume is normal. I've never run a long race here before, but I assume that's normal.
We're going to take questions. We'll finish up with, if we could, with Chase Elliott, and then we'll go to Kyle Larson. So if you have questions for Chase, we'll take those, and then we'll dismiss him. Go ahead.
Pat DeCole at NASCAR.com. This actually can be for either one of you. It was obviously a very entertaining battle between the two of you. Is that kind of a preview for the next 10, 15, 20 years?
I certainly wouldn't complain if I was battling for wins for the next 10 years. Would be great on my watch. I don't know about him, but that's the way I would view it. That'd be great. I'd love to be in the mix for wins moving forward.
Is that a question for me too? I don't know.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Kyle.
Did he ask me? I don't know. We were talking.
He was asking for both of you, and then I'm going to ask you a question too.
Yeah, no, it was fun battling Chase there. I didn't see him much throughout the race, and I knew he was lined up behind me there the last restart, and Kurt got coming towards me, and I think he might have gotten to the wall or something, and Chase was able to get by and was getting big in my mirror quick. So it was fun racing with him, though. We've had a lot of good battles through the Xfinity Series and even K&N. So, hopefully we're battling up front for many years to come, and just looking forward to the future.
Any additional questions for Chase Elliott? Got one right there, and then we'll go to Kyle Larson. Go ahead.
Dustin Albino, Speedway Digest. Chase, you've run well the past month or so. How close do you feel you are to a win?
Well, I hope you're close. Doesn't really matter what I say until you go get it done. It really is irrelevant. So, for me, I think I have a team that's capable of doing it. The way I see it today is we had our shot. We had a chance to do it today, and I didn't do it. So it's about as simple as that. It's either you do or you don't, and we haven't yet.
Well, Chase, certainly, like you said, I don't think we can ask for anything more than that, and we appreciate that. Good luck. Good luck next week in Charlotte.
Good job.
Okay, now we're going to hear from our race runner-up, and that's Kyle Larson. And Kyle drives the number 42 Target Chevrolet for Chip Ganassi. Kyle Larson, wow, you put on a show today. Some great racing here today at Dover. And just talk about it. You were contending up there probably halfway through the race, and then some things happened to kind of get the lineup shoveled. There was that huge multi-car accident that you got through, and then at the end, just talk about your day out there today. I'm sure there's a lot to talk about.
It was a very, very eventful race. The first 100 laps, I had no idea I'd be sitting up here on this stage. I think I was outside the top 20 for most of the first two runs. Went a lap down, barely got the lucky dog in front of Trevor Bain. We made an adjustment there. I was kind of tight to start the race. Loose the second run. We went back on the adjustment we made, I think, and knew I was pretty decent there after I took back off. I was a lucky dog, so I had to pass some slower cars, but I thought I did it pretty easily. And then we just kept having good restarts. I think we took two tires, maybe. Yeah, we took two tires to get into third, get some track position, and was able to get to the lead. And once I got in the lead, it was surprising, how much quicker I was than everybody on the short runs, for 25 laps or so. And I thought maybe I'd get to the lead, and the 78 or somebody would be coming right behind me shortly, and I couldn't even see my mirror after 10 laps. So I knew we had a good car from that point forward, and knew we just had to maintain our track position. And Chad did a good job on the pit box, making the right calls on when to take 2 or 4, and we had good restarts the whole time. And that one restart where I don't know what happened to Jimmy, but he got stacked up, and it took out a lot of good cars. And I was, Carl and I were about the only two left that I thought had, the cars to win. And then on that restart, I haven't seen a replay yet, so I don't 100% know what happened. But from my view, I I got a run on the 19 to go to the bottom to be 3 wide, and the 41 and him were outside me. And not sure if Carl got loose or he went to block me or if I came up or what, but I got into him and turned him into the inside wall, so I feel bad about that. If it was my fault, even if it's not my fault, I feel bad about that. Yeah, and then from there, I knew we were the car to beat. I knew I had to be patient, and we fired off, and I could see Matt was pretty loose, and I was getting away from the guys behind me. Kurt was actually coming, then I think he got in the wall, and then I was like, all right, it's just gonna be me and Matt to the end here, and I got to his inside a couple times and really slowed us both down, and Chase got to us and got to my inside, actually got by me, and I thought it was kind of over from there. I thought Chase would win, and I calmed down and was able to get back by him and race him, for a few laps. And Matt was pretty far out in front of me at that point, and just didn't think I'd have another shot at him, but was able to get close and get to his inside one more time, but didn't have enough to get by him. So it was fun racing all race long, and wish I could have got the win, but it's nice to be second.
Questions now for Kyle Larson. If you have one, raise your hand. Questions for Kyle? Go ahead.
Bob Hocker, ESPN. You've been close to wins before. How, if you could have gotten to Matt, how rough were you playing to be?
Well, I wasn't. I had gotten close to his bumper a couple times. I maybe even got into him once, but I didn't want to do anything dirty. I respect Matt Kenseth a lot. He's definitely, in my eyes, the cleanest racer out there. And he always races me with respect, and I try to do the same with him. So I was just going to try and race him as hard as I could to, without getting into him to beat him. Now he's sitting in victory lane and I'm not. So maybe you do something a little bit different, but nothing crazy to take him out or anything. But maybe use the bumper a little bit, but I don't know. It would be nice to be sitting here and knowing I'm in the chase, but keep working hard. We got a lot of points to make up if we don't win a race before the chase starts, but keep having runs like today, and we shouldn't have a problem.
Other questions for Kyle Larson? Back in the back to Mike Embry, and then we'll go to Kelly.
Mike Embry, USA Today. Kyle, you mentioned your respect for Matt and how you would race him, or how you did race him there at the end. I'm not going to ask you to name them, but are there other drivers who would have been in that spot that you might have pushed a little harder over those last 200 swept laps?
I don't know. I'm still early in my career, so I don't want to make anybody mad or make any rivals. And you can see there's some drama in the sport, and it takes drivers years to get over it. So no, I don't know. I try to race everybody with respect and feel like I do a good job of that. So I don't know if I would have done anything different with anybody else.
Let's go to Kelly, and then we'll go to my man right here on the wall.
Kelly Crandall from PopularSpeed.com. Kyle, you've had ups before, you've had downs, you've been close, you've been way off, and now the last 2 weeks you've put together, taking aside the wreck you were caught up in Kansas, last weekend and this weekend you've put together great runs and have been in contention. So what's going differently now all of a sudden?
We've been building new race cars. We've always built new race cars, but we've been building better race cars, I think. We've been learning stuff with the chassis, a lot of the body work, and just everybody at the shop's been working really, really hard, and it's been really hard to stay positive. But as it's showing now, I think everybody has stayed positive. Dug really deep to build better stuff, and just keep working hard. I wanted to give up there early in the race. I would lap down early and was like, oh, this is going to be a really long, boring race. But we kept fighting, kept getting track position, and got up there. So. Just keep working hard in the shop to keep up with the ever-changing garage area, and try and like I said, just build nice stuff and make the right decisions on the racetrack.
Go ahead.
Zach Tanzori, front stretch. Before the race, you and your kid and Kevin Harvick's kid and everybody were kind of hanging out at driver intros. So can you talk about the camaraderie with other drivers when it comes to that aspect of the garage area?
Yeah, it's there's a bunch of kids in the motorhome lot, and it's fun to. They're all similar in age, a couple years difference, but yeah, it's cool to see the little kids interacting with each other. Owen can't talk yet, but it's fun to see him kind of like I said, interact with the other kids and just have fun. A lot of those kids are probably going to grow up together. As long as I'm in the sport, Owen will grow up with all those kids, and who knows, they may be best of friends. He may date some of the girls, and but no, it's cool to see all the kids out there and having fun.
Any other questions for Kyle Larson? Well, Kyle, certainly you put on an outstanding performance here today at Dover, and we wish you the best of luck the rest of this season. Thank you.